Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is April 5th, 2023, and it's time for another episode of Rav'n Moon's Astro Forecast. Today's episode is going to concentrate on Chiron. This is a very interesting asteroid. Last night, the moon slipped into Libra. I hope that brings us all a lighter and more loving, social, fun-loving vibe for the next few days. Going back to Chiron, Chiron is currently in Aries. People born in the 1970s, like moi, have Chiron in Aries. It takes about 49 years for Chiron to travel through the zodiac, 2 to 9 years for Chiron to go through a sign. It depends on Chiron just how much work it needs to do in said sign. Chiron itself is known as the wounded healer. Chiron indicates our childhood wounds, our psychological wounds, kind of our deepest vulnerability, where we're triggered, where we need to reconcile our childhood and previous wounds to go forward in life. It's kind of sad that we have to wait about 49, 47, 50 years before we get our Chiron return. I honestly believe Chiron's return is when we can reconcile and get over it, if you will, get over our childhood wounds. It's when we realize our parents weren't perfect. They tried their hardest, and the wounds that they inflicted were natural, not because someone was picking at you, right? People with Chiron in Aries tend to be pretty tough. They probably suffered some of the deepest psychological and physical wounds. The 70s, just like the 1920s and 1930s, were a time when children weren't really coddled, so it was pretty tough for them, kind of get out there and go play, go figure it out. We also had a time where things are so gentle now, you know, you can't say this and you can't say that. Things definitely weren't like that in the 70s, and you got picked on, you got teased, you got picked on at school, you got teased there, and then you got home, and probably dad and big brother and all these other people were picking on you as well. So these natives tend to be pretty thick-skinned. They're kind of not your typical victim in terms of they'll keep going, they'll keep blazing new trails while fresh warm blood is trickling from their wounds. You know, they don't really let anything get them down. They also do not mince words. If they have something to tell you, they're going to say it. And it might not be in the gentlest terms. It's not because they're being mean. It's just because they don't see any reason to have the fluff. So much of life, at least, and I am an Aries, Chiron and Aries person, so much of life is just getting the fuck over it, right? Oh my god, I said my first curse word on my show. I'm going to say it again. So much of life is getting the fuck over it, right? So much of life is just figuring out that, yes, I've been hurt. I'm still breathing. I can keep going. Instead of letting that pain cripple or wound you. And I believe that Chiron Aries people are very much like that. Tomorrow I might be talking about the North and South Node, or I might be moving on to the signs. It depends on how much research I can get in on the North and South Node tonight. Thank you for tuning in. My time's done.